Good day, everybody. This is 88 Fantastic coming to you Sunday, July 14th, 2019, with our July, August, and first week of September long term forecast for what we see in the cryptocurrency market as we're waking up to another bloody day in the entire market. So again, we got to start off with by saying I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research before you do anything, people. And as always, my number one rule in this entire cryptocurrency space, always, please, dear God, always double check that address bar before you hit the enter button, people. All right, so what are we seeing here? Blood red, blood across the board. We got four open prices of Bitcoin here for you guys. We got a price of 10,600. We got a price of 10,608. We got a price of 10,566. And let's give Gecko a quick refresh here. And Gecko is sitting at 10,587. So we got four different prices floating at about a $40 difference right now. What do we got? A market cap of 288 over here. Market cap of 288, and hey, it's unanimous. So we got four different prices of Bitcoin, but we got one unanimous market price, which is just absolutely bizarre as usual. Okay, so what do we do? We're not going to come out and talk about any of these prices because, as we've noticed, the sideways down action for July continues. And what is this video going to be about? It's going to be about the market itself and where do we see everything going from right now until basically the end of September long weekendish. So let's grab our last 9 months here. And again, I do apologize. This is going to be all talking and basically this chart right here. And I'm going to try and do this as fast as humanly possible, or we could be here for like 4 more hours. All right, so what we like to do on the channel is go 6 to 8 weeks out and just generally forecast what we see. And again, this is I'm not going to explain everything on how I come up with what I've been coming up with, but again, it has to do with overall global news, even things as gross as potential wars and poverty in certain countries. We've also got amazing openings coming up. Don't forget, July 22nd is the date for back to be opening up. We got the Litecoin halving coming up. We got so much good news coming. So you got to mix and match everything. And then what you have to basically, that's one side of the argument. Then the other side of the argument would be my crypto conspiracy theories of a handful of wallets manipulating the market, backdoor wealthy people, hooking up on their Sunday fucking brunch or their golf course and picking days to pump and dump the market as we've seen coordinated attacks in the market, not our normal 12, 15 billion sell-offs. The coordinated attack is that $50 billion dump that we see in that 15-minute to 30-minute time frame, and that's not an exchange error or anything of that. That is a coordinated attack from a handful of wallets, and they've been speed bagging this entire market since April of 2018. So again, that's how I come up with all these numbers. Again, it's world news, it's charts, it's everything, and then you try to mix and mash and basically make the best guess that you possibly can. And again, that's all this really is predictive guessing analysis. The same thing that everybody else does. I just do it a little bit differently. And again, if you go back to our April 3rd and May 18th videos, we've been pretty accurate going outwards. So what do we expect to see from right now, July the 14th, until I'm going to say roughly July 25th, 26th, just 20, oh my God, missing teeth. But between now and the 25th, I'm going to go out and say we're going to get one more serious tease. I really do believe we're going to get a $50 to $70 billion increase by the 24th or 25th. And I think Bitcoin itself is really going to ramp up, and it has the potential to hit around the 14.8 mark, somewhere in that range. Could be a little bit less, could be a little bit more, but that's what, I spent the last 2 days trying to figure out what's going to go on here, and I really believe that the market's going to get a 50 to 70 billion increase here in the next 10 days, within the next 10 days or so. Bitcoin is, and again, this is going to be another long con, and watch as the price moves up and moves up. What we're going to see is more social media and all of the outrageousness as it approaches that mark, and I think when it hits close to around the 14 mark, that's when we're going to get speed bagged one more time, and it's going to be bad. So approaching the end of July, heading into August long weekend, I think we're going to end up even a little bit worse than where we could be even where we're sitting. In a perfect world, we could go from our 285 or what are we at? Let's just say we're at 290 right now, and say we ramp up to 360, 370. 360, 370 billion is where I think we're going to end up here in the next 10 to 12 days type of thing. I think the slide will come back, but we'll hold at around the 300 to 310 mark, right where we just finished holding off. So we're just seeing a little bit of panic selling right now. And again, it's more than likely some of the new people that are getting sick and tired of they made a little bit of money in April, they made a little bit of money in May, and now that they see what's happening in June or July, they probably just don't have the stomach for it. And they probably just sold off, right? But we still see the market holding. We said a few videos ago that the market, the bottom line of support for the market should be in that 280 to 286 range, and that's where we see it bouncing off of this morning. So again, from July 14th until around July 24th, 25th, I fully expect to see another 50 to 70 billion being added into the market. The possibility of Bitcoin's price getting roughly approaching that 14,800 mark before, again, it could go over, it could go below, but when it gets somewhere in that range, that towards the end of the month, that's when we're going to see a really, really another nasty sell-off. And then I'm hoping we can hold at the 310 to the 320 mark, and that's for up until August long weekend. That is the next big nasty crash. And then what do we got here? So for August, after August long weekend and approaching the end of August, I think we're going to see what I'm calling two mini waves of positive growth, but they're going to last. So what I mean by that is we should see two different 7 to 10 day periods in August where everything's going to look like we're going steady up, and then in between that 7th and 10th day, they're going to pull back just a little bit more, but it's going to, those two pushes in August are going to make it look like everything is really good. And then near the end of August, approaching September long weekend, we're going to get speed bagged one more time really bad. And I think that, honest to God, in my personal opinion, right after September long weekend, that'll be the last time the good solid cryptocurrency projects, that'll be the last time it's on sale. And quite possibly the lowest price that we might see in August, after September long weekend as well, that might be the lowest price we see Bitcoin for an awfully long time. Now, what's the negative, the real negative in all of this? As we see the price of Bitcoin move up for a brief moment, maybe that 7 day period in July, a couple of alts will go with it, but that's it. We're going to see the same thing that we've been seeing since April of 2018, and that's the pump and dump of all of the projects that are in small market caps, everything that can be easily moved, easily manipulated, and we're going to continue to see people cycled out of the market and no more new money coming in until September, after September long weekend. So that's what I'm calling for. We're going to have another tease here. In the next 10 to 12 days, we'll have another super tease, another 50 to 70 billion coming in here in second, late third week of July. And then as we get close to the end of July, early August, long weekend, we're going to see another massive, again, because it's August long weekend, it's summer sell-off, nobody's saving money, and if anybody has actually had the fortune of having money to actually travel, August long weekend is the weekend that people are taking their families out globally if they have the money to. Now imagine you're the guy and you're the handful of people in this space that would be making 30, 40 million a month off of trading off the new people. You're going to go out and treat yourself. And when's the time to do it? It's always on the long weekends. You know, everybody's either shut down on a Friday or a Monday, so you got a 5-day period where everybody's spending money. I know it sounds stupid, but it's really what happens globally. It really does. So again, we're going to see a lot of really crazy volatility from today basically until the end of August long weekend, and then after the first week of August, approaching September long weekend, we should still see some stability, maybe a little bit sideways up, a couple of minor pullbacks as we're getting ready for September long weekend. And then again, after September long weekend, I've predicted, for me personally, that will be the beginning of the initial bull run that we've been waiting for since early 2018. For me, I don't call this a bull run because we haven't really had a whole bunch of money, and we've slid back more than 20% a handful of times. So what what makes a bull run is an entire week of no 20% pullbacks, basically, right? And we've seen that a number of times. So that's why I still say it's a bear market right until the end of September long weekend. The alts are still going to get absolutely bled and cycled right out. And in 2018, we lost over 1,800 crypto companies due to the bear market. That number, I think that number will be even higher when they give us those numbers next year, because as you can see in these top 100s, we're seeing so many new coins. Again, Agricia's new, V Systems new, popping right in there. Again, not even that old is where is it? Atom and Cosmos, all of the Binance projects. So again, as all these new cryptos coming out, we are now sitting at 2,324 cryptos, and I will come out and say, well, there's usually about we'll say there's 100, and being generous, there's probably less. We'll be generous and say there's 150 cryptos that are actually worth mentioning. Basically, the rest are just, they're all shit. And what do I mean about shit? They will never be used in the real world. They are just ploys, and who knows how many of these sites are actually owned by the same people. You don't know that either, right? So there's a lot of different ways in an unregulated market that there's just so many tricksters and dupesters out there right now. You just got to be careful. You got to be super safe, and that's all there is to it. So not much more to go through. Again, we could have did this forever by basically going by the charts, going by the stats, going by the news, what's going on. That's what we see. We see one really nice healthy push coming up here in the next, anywhere from now to the next 10 to 12 days. But by the end of the month, it's going to we're going to get speed bagged again. Then we'll have a couple of more nice little pushes throughout August, just to make it look good, to tease us a little bit. And then I really think September long weekend will be the end of August, September long weekend will be the last time we really see the nasty 50, 60, 70 billion dollar pullbacks, and we should start moving forwards steadily for the next 3 years minimum. That's been my prediction the whole time, is when our bull market starts, for me, in early September-ish, that's the start of the bull market, and it's going to be at least 3 years. So again, come out and bash it. Agree. I really like the comments. It's nice to see we're getting some new people. Again, I'm only a one-man army here. Again, I put out the offers before. If anybody's got some editing skills, anybody's looking to do something in the real world, I'm open to all ears. So anyways, that's all we got for you guys today. We're going to go back and watch this market as now we start to see a little bit of action, and I want to get into it. So again, there's our long-term forecast for the market, and we will talk to you in the next day or two. This is 88, fantastic, showing you how to take a bite out of the cryptocurrency market. Take care, y'all.